Hello, welcome to our tutorial on how to set up an integration with Salesforce in Jira, but this time using with Einstein Copilot. We have already a detailed example on how to set up Jira integrations in our guide, so be sure to check out our guide. And for this example, we have also shown each step and how to configure this yourself. So let's get started. The first step is signing up to Jira, of course, and getting an API token. And the next is creating a GET request in Salesforce using declarative outbound templates. And here we are, we have our custom domain from Jira. We are giving a specific project key, for example, and we're only querying issues with in progress status. In our request body, we don't need to define a request body for a GET request, but an important part is defining the authentication. So the username will be your Jira email, and the password is the API token that you just got earlier from Jira. After you configure the call authentication, we need to define a response body. We have provided a sample JSON for you to map, and this will be the response coming from Jira. And for example, we don't need to define a main object or define a request body, so we're good to go on the Declarative Webhooks side. The next step is creating an auto launch flow. In our earlier examples, we have used flows alongside Declarative Webhooks, but this time this flow will be called automatically by the Copilot, and it will make a call out to the Jira endpoint using our outbound template. And after we get our response, we will query the call logs record, and we will look for a specific call out template, so we know this is the one that our user is looking for. And we're going to assign them to certain parameters and variables. After this is done, we need to configure the Copilot. The next step after we configured our auto launch flow is to enable Einstein Generative AI. And after this is enabled, assign a permission set to users so they can enable it also. And after you given a permission setting, you will see the standard Copilot actions that Salesforce provides. And in this example, I've been experimenting with a couple of actions. And the example that worked for me, and your mileage could vary, is that using an auto launch flow that the Copilot will recognize from descriptions and then format the response based on the descriptions that we have given to parameters. In my case, giving a detailed description worked best, and providing almost every technical detail. And also you should give Copilot some instructions on how to format the responses. And some of the descriptions that we've created for the flow will be auto-mapped, and you can see them inside the Copilot action screen. But you should also give instructions on how to present the output to the user. And the one prompts that work for me and instructions that work for me are these. After we created our custom Copilot action, we need to assign them to the Copilot. Now, in order to do this, you need to deactivate the Copilot, and your users won't be able to access Copilot if you do this. And in this screen, you can set the tone and language settings and see the session logs for the Copilot. After you deactivate the Copilot, you can assign new actions from this screen. And the example on the right is the JSON body that the Copilot is returning from one of the parameters. And the second one is the formatted version. And you can see the planner tool recognizes the which automation Copilot will run, and it understands the intent. If when prompted with "Can you get me a list of Jira issues?" it will retrieve the open Jira issues using our flow. Let's give it a shot. All right, if everything is set up correctly, Copilot should work. Let's give it a try. Can you give me a list of open Jira issues? It didn't work. Okay, this is a beta release, so your mileage could vary, and I've come to realize if you turn the Copilot on and off, and I'm serious, it works better if you get an error like this. So let's give it another try. Open Jira issue. I think it's going to work this time. Yes. So the first parameter is the JSON response body, is mapped out to our output parameter, and the second one is the formatted version. And let's see the call logs. And you can see that we have created a new call log, so it did call the endpoint. So while this is still in beta, I think it has a lot of potential, and it has a lot of applications that you can configure new integrations with Declarative Webhooks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to check out our blog posts and new content. I'll see you in the next video.